always win, even in the 80s.
Welcome back, everyone, to the VHS Vault. I am VHS Jason. Next to me is Jason Roy Gaston. Now, Jason, 1982 is known as one of the seminal years in cinema. It's a year that we had some of the greatest 80s films all come out in the same summer. I'm thinking of things like, E.T., The Thing, Blade Runner, Tootsie, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and Rocky III. But there was one movie that was released that year, and the movie that we're talking about tonight, and that is MegaForce. A movie that you didn't even know existed until I told you about it.
And my life was perfectly fine before I knew this movie existed, and now I know this movie exists, and, well, I'll be honest, very little has changed because I remember about 10% of this film, because it is, like, I know you have a great love of it, but it's a non-entity. This movie is an absolute non-entity of a film.
Let me clarify. My love for it is this was the first. I love this film because it's the first movie that I ever watched, and I went, "This is cheesy as hell." So I love it because it's my, it was losing my cheesy movie virginity as such. Because even at the age of 9, which I was when this film came out, I recognized what a train wreck of a film it was. But I also remember smiling a lot. So I do have a special place in the heart, in my heart. I think I said butt then, or ass. But no, in my heart, I have a special place for this. So, no, look, it's man, we'll get into it. But wow, 1982.
I smiled once. I smiled once. And that was the unexpected appearance of Evan C. Kim as one of the, I don't even remember which one he played, but he played Lou in Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw him, I was like, Lou, he can save this movie. And he's just saying his lines, like looking at the camera like, I can't, I'm sorry. I need it to fix my roof.
This movie is very much an invention of the director, Hal Needham. Man, you may or may not know who Hal Needham is, but Hal Needham...
He need him a better scriptwriter is what he needs.
He was one of the premier big blockbuster directors of the 1970s, and people forget about him. He's the man responsible for Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, Hooper, and what else was there that he had done that was pretty famous? But he was a Stroker Ace, Cannonball Run 2. Like, this guy literally knew how to make films that made money in the 70s and early 80s. And what he was he was a stuntman. So an old stuntman from Hollywood who became a director. He did make a huge impact, such a cultural impact in the 70s in that type of genre of film, that his relationship and Burt Reynolds, they worked together a lot, was the basis for the Rick Dalton, Cliff Booth relationship from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So Ken Tarantino came out and said, like, this was the... Now, at this point, this is what happens when you've had almost a decade of being, up the top of your game. You tend to like cocaine in that period of time. You tend to like drinking.
I knew cocaine was going to come into this at one point or another. It's like, how do we get out of the situation at the end? Motorcycle flies. I don't know.
Do we need to kill the bad guy? Nah, just give him a thumbs up at the end.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, now correct me if I'm wrong, but the gentleman who played the Latin general, that was a white guy, wasn't
Mr.
it?
De Silva.
Okay, so that was a white guy in brown face.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
That's definitely Henry Silva. His name is. He's a character you would have seen in.
Yeah, I've seen him in so many things. I thought he looked familiar, but I was just like, I think this is a white guy, and he's in brown face.
A little bit. A little bit. Now,
That's not
you
good.
can tell this is shot at, your local desert. Like, it's very clear there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you would probably know the geography around California better than I do, but I don't think they went far to make this thing.
It's in their backyard somewhere, yeah.
But you mentioned him. Let's blow through the cast. Barry Bostwick. Now, people might know Barry Bostwick mostly from Spin City, playing the hilarious, oblivious mayor. But here he is in his first major role. And oh boy, is he miscast. I mean, he is 65% of the cheese of this film is his performance alone and his costume.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I messaged you, like, I've never seen any of these actors naked, but at the same time, I feel like I have. Because it's just like, they turn around, they walk away. I'm just like, wow, there is absolutely nothing to the imagination of these costumes. Those must have been hot in that desert, too, because, they weren't breathable. They probably had terrible swamp butt.
Oof. But they found him on stage at
the Pirates of Penzance.
That's where they found him.
I actually knew that little factoid.
Yeah. Also in this film, besides him, is a man that you might know from, his career trajectory went from The Warriors to, was it in Xanadu? And then he found himself in a MegaForce. Poor Michael Beck. You should have fired your agent immediately after this film.
You can just see the career path going wrong at this point.
But Edward Mulhare, well, he was in his career prime then, wasn't he? Because he was also star of one of the biggest shows on television at the time, Knight Rider.
Yes, he was. Oh my gosh, he was like the dude who was in charge of everything. I can't remember his name. Yeah. That's what I thought. It's like, oh, it's the dude from Knight Rider. Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool as well. So you've also got a lot of character actors in this that you might recognize. But here's the concept. MegaForce is this international supergroup type of crew, right? Pretty well gets sorted out very quickly in this movie. And you realize, oh boy, like, we're doing this. And I think you coined it best, Jason, when you went, I think they're trying to make G.I. Joe.
Well, here's 1983. I think G.I. Joe was trying to make this. Because timeline-wise, it makes sense. And I could totally see somebody at Hasbro going to go see this movie, which ironically had its costumes made by the people at Mattel, going to see this movie thinking, you know what? This movie blows. But on the other hand, think of the toy properties we could make.
This is a very poetic film.
Joe Diaz in the back. Yo, Joe, can you think of a good name for this? Oh, there's a doll like back in the 60s nobody buys anymore. We could probably use that. Okay, cool. They just need a catchphrase. Yo, Joe, can you think of one? MegaForce. Shut up, Joe. You're fired.
This budget, the budget was $20 million. So it was not a small budget. In 1982, that's a reasonably sized budget, right?
But wow, I mean, there were flying motorcycles, and there were like I don't know. I think they got like the tank from that Filmation show, the one with the monkey in it. I think they used that one as one of their vehicles.
Well, look, every dollar is on the screen. The sets are huge. The main set's massive. Like,
it's a massive set with no one in it.
Yes,
it's like nobody there. It's like a liminal space. It's like a mall today. Yeah. Nothing's open inside except for, that's right. I don't know, maybe like a cell phone repair store.
And they do a great little trick when they go up and down the floors in this thing, which is literally, it's the Star Trek trick. They had basically 4 walls and they would just assemble them in a different way to make it look like another corner of the building.
If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid.
But man, how many motorcycles did they outfit? How many of those Jeeps did they outfit?
There's an impressive amount of motorcycles
hardware.
That they glued cardboard to. Yes, a lot of motorcycles.
So, like, I give it to the film for the fact that everything is kind of up on screen.
Unfortunately,
however,
yes.
saying that.
Sadly, so is the movie.
Oh my. It's just like, it is so basic. It is definitely targeted to 7-8-year-old boys. It has to be, right? Because none of this is, I mean, this is the intro of our hero, Ace Hunter, because of course he's got to be called Ace Hunter.
Ace Hunter
he
and
arrives,
his cousin, Max Power.
Yeah. He arrives on screen for no apparent reason to be doing wheelies. So that's how he turns up. That's how he introduces him. He's doing a wheelie. And apparently that's represent how badass he is. Ace Hunter's so badass.
I'm sorry, to 7 and 8-year-olds, that is badass.
Right?
They're at home going, oh my God, I want to be him.
So they bring him in because basically we've got the dude from Knight Rider and a very beautiful Indian actress. Can't really know.
Pierces Kambata. You may know her better as Ilea from Star Trek: The Motion Picture, but this is what she looks like with her hair.
Wow!
Yeah, she was.
I've seen this film.
Yeah, she was absolutely. Perseus was a beautiful woman, and you know, I always thought she was beautiful in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, but yeah. I did not recognize her. No, I did not. But yeah, that's what she looked like with hair. You know, rest in peace, Perseus. We miss you.
Her and old man Knight Rider, they go to see the MegaForce for help. All right, to stop an invasion. And that's it. Like literally, that is the whole setup for this film. And then immediately we get introduced to Ace Hunter and Dallas and all the other side characters. Yes,
Maxwell. Yeah, they've all got G.I. Joe code names, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
Did you notice that? Did you notice that Dallas? All the other people had like the flags of their nation on their shoulders. He had a flippin' Confederate flag.
Oh no!
I'm just like your country don't exist no more. Dude. It was stomped out of existence. And I know that was the days of Dukes of Hazzard, and I didn't know what the stars.
Dukes of Hazzard was the number one series on television.
The Dukes of Hazzard is the only acceptable use of the Confederate flag these days. That's it. Because that is it.
You know, if you watch the content of the show, there were shows that dealt with racism, and the Duke boys, mate, they were on the right side of.
They were things. Yeah, they just you know.
They just had a bad design concept of what would look cool on a car. All right,
yeah, I always wanted to see, like, you know how Kit had car. I wanted to see the General Sherman at least once, just a blue car with like an American flag on top. And the second it shows up, the General Lee is totaled. And it's like, it's okay, boys. The General will rise again.
I mean, a totally great episode. The analogy of the Civil War. I could have written myself. Let's get the show restarted. Just so
let's reboot it. Except it won't be the Dukes of Hazzard. They'll be riding the General Sherman. It'll be a blue car with an American flag on top. That's right. It's gonna be woke. What you gonna do about it, John Schneider? You has been. Nobody's watched you in nothing since Smallville.
Wow, there we go.
80% of the audience was like, he was in Smallville? Oh my God, I don't remember him. He was, yeah.
Hey, look, he's my second favorite Pa Kent, I'll be honest with you. I know it's controversial to say, but I did.
Hey, you know what? If you liked him, you liked him. It's fine. Even stars that I can't stand, even stars I can't stand have done good roles. I will say that.
I mean, I can't sit there and go, The Usual Suspects now is an unwatchable film because that's an incredible movie with a really great performance. Just happened to be by pervert. That's all.
Yeah.
The art from the person. Separate the art from the person. Anyway, back to MegaForce because it's a global organization here to protect you and me, Jason.
From the evil forces of Cobra.
Well, no, just a foreign country by very generic. It's a Henry Silver. Poor Henry Silver.
In brown face.
Yes, in brown face. Who really is one of the most blandest villains ever.
Oh, no.
He doesn't have much to say or do.
He even likes what's his face? Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. The good guy.
Ace Hunter.
Ace, yeah, he even likes Ace. He's just like he stole his lighter and everything. You know what? I'm not going to jump to any conclusions, but I do think that they know what each other tastes like. I'm just gonna say it right there.
Well, and they know each other what it looks like, because you see old Ace Hunter walking towards you, you get the full picture.
It's like, I see the Lycra suits have gotten even
They
tighter.
didn't even
Ace.
go with a utility belt or
Yeah.
anything.
Couldn't
Well,
wear
they
a codpiece. You just had to show the real thing, didn't you? I was eating, and now I'm hungry for something else.
The whole function of that Lycra suit is so what you can ride your cycle better, but that would be slippery on the seat. And when you're doing motos all day long, I don't understand.
That's gotta chap like crazy too. You know, it was their thighs must have been like a wasteland by the time this shoot was over with. Okay, my cats are destroying things again.
What makes this film interesting to me, though, is it's a very early attempt at building a franchise from nothing. If you think about that time, this type of films, although we would be riddled with this type of storytelling in 80s cartoons, but no one before this time had really attempted to make a giant action franchise. This is clearly a misstep in every way, but the intent is clear here, what they were trying to do. And so it also gets a little bit of respect from me for taking a swing at trying to do something like this. If this would have worked, there was probably planned 2, 3, 4 other films to come down the pipeline.
Oh, no doubt about that. I mean, you could tell they were sequel baiting throughout this entire movie.
Yeah, 100%. Trying to so this whole movie really is world building. That's
that's
all
definitely.
it is. We're just building the universe that this thing exists in.
This is basically, it serves the same purpose that a movie like DC's Green Lantern served. It's like, we're going to tell a very basic story, but we're going to lay bricks for what looks like more interesting stories down the road. We don't want to tell those interesting stories in the first movie, because why would we want people to see the first movie? Come in a couple of years whenever we got a sequel. Look, there's Sinestro, and he's evil now. Oh, doesn't that look fun? Why isn't anyone seeing this movie about Hector Hammond?
Hector Hammond, oh my.
Hector Hammond.
I'll stand by Mark Strong's performance as Sinestro.
I'm even good. Okay. I know he hates the movie, and I know that a lot of people give him guff about it, and he thinks he deserves it. I didn't think that Ryan Reynolds was a bad Hal Jordan. I thought he was pretty good, and I will say something else.
I didn't really remember him being the issue for me.
No, it's the story, and every time he was actually Green Lantern,
Cloud.
Yeah, every time he was actually Green Lantern, I dug the movie. I was just like, cool. I love Green Lantern. I love this. Yay, it's great. Oh, great. He's taking the mask off. He's Hal Jordan again. Hal Boredom is what I called him.
The version of this would be him taking off his headband, his blue headband. That's what it would be. I
know we're off topic right now, but Green Lantern has my absolute favorite self-aware superhero line of all time. So whenever he lands, he's in the Green Lantern outfit, and he's like, "Hello, ma'am. I'm here to..." "Hal, is that you?" "How did you know it was me?" "I've seen you naked. What, you think I can't recognize you because I can't see your cheekbones?" I love that line. I thought that was great.
And you know what? Great director too, Martin Campbell. Like, he's the director of my 2 favorite Bond movies of all time, being Casino Royale and GoldenEye.
And Taika Waititi is in it, and I completely forgot Taika Waititi was in this movie.
The buddy. Playing the buddy. You know, Tim Robbins is in this movie. I've forgotten about that.
And Angela Bassett, I think, is in it. Yeah. Okay. You know what? We're gonna put them on.
I'll never forget the poo cloud. The poo cloud. That was like. That's the moment the entire
Para X-Lax.
I want my money back. Yeah.
We're gonna do this movie. By God,
we will one day. We will one day. Absolutely.
Next week.
Back to this movie though. So I think the biggest problem they did with this movie is they had the right idea. Let's build a franchise. Let's create something. Except where they did it wrong is they played it to can. Now I think if they had played it straight down the line, it may have worked a bit better than it did work, because the problem is everybody knows what they're in. Everybody's winking and nodding at the camera. And I think there's enough campiness in the visual elements of this film that you don't need to, because rear projection is the king of this movie. Am I right or what?
There is so much there's so much about the technology that I don't understand. And my biggest issue with the technology was in the very climax of the movie, whenever they're having the big motorcycle thing where they're all like racing through the desert with no real plan, by the way. They're just all racing their motorcycles through the desert.
Yeah, flank
and they have to throw down a smoke screen.
Yeah.
Now, I am not gifted in engineering, but I could think of about 13 or 14 other places on a motorcycle where it would be better for smoke to come out of than the steering wheel of the person who's driving the motorcycle and having all the smoke hit the driver in the face. That just to me seems like a teensy-weensy little design flaw there. That would be like turning on your... That would be like turning on your windshield wipers when it's raining and they're on the inside of the car and they're smacking you in the face every time they go by. That's the same thing.
I mean, that was too focused on we need brown lightning bolts and then cream everything else. Maybe a bit of touch of mustard. Yep, that's perfectly visually cool.
Yes, that was cool for the 70s, but they're a few years late, even in 1982.
Mate, by 1983, Barry Bostwick's hair was an issue. That thing's a character on its own.
It's spectacular.
It is just perfect, though, in every frame of that. Even when there is wind blowing through it, it has this kind of memory foam thing about it, where it perfectly goes back to exactly what it should be.
You know that he raised a family of baby birds in that thing at one point or another.
I think
like
so.
He was just, what's that peeping sound? Oh, I'm a mommy!
And usually actresses of the periods, they're the one that get a little bit of the soft lens, to highlight the beauty. That was one of their. He gets all those shots. He gets the soft lens.
He gets the Liz Taylor treatment.
The light on the eye. Yeah, he gets that treatment, which is absolutely hilarious in my mind.
It's amazing. I love it so much.
It's. And that's the thing about this film. It's not a great film, but it's a film that I recommend because it is like it's not the grandfather of cheese films where they have gone all out. They believe highly and with 100% conviction that they are making a movie that is going to make a lot of money. And everybody who was in charge of that, no one, I think, realized how far they had gone until they were in the editing room. And then it's just too late. They've got to pump it out. I love it because it's cheesy. It is a great cheesy film. You can show people, no one's supposed to take this seriously. You're supposed to laugh at it. I do watch the film and go, you know what? I could have watched a couple more of these. Like,
I think that they would have gotten better.
2, I would have been watching that as well. It's not like I would have stopped there.
They could have introduced like the Cobra-like enemy in the sequel. I think that would have been quite fun. MegaForce.
Yeah, and
look out, MegaForce! It is I, the Night Man, and I'm here with my. We don't have motorcycles. We have 3-wheelers, and they're all black and gold. With a streak of red. Look at all the medallions I'm wearing. That makes me a bad boy.
I've got a pitch now. I think we can make the sequel and we Winter Soldier it. That's what we do. We make Dallas get kidnapped and become an evil ace hunter. And then they've got to battle off. That's it. That's my pitch. Barry, what are you doing?
He could be Jack Hunter, because you have an ace and now you have a Jack.
Yeah. Or no, how about we go total opposite? We call him Jack Bray.
Yeah.
Oh, then it makes him weak, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes him weak.
Well, since he's trying, I mean he's trying to get the good guys off the planet. So let's just call him Jack. Oh no, wait. That's probably
if they'd thought of this in 1982, that would have been in the film.
Yes, his last name would have been.
I want to understand the subtext of that.
His name would have been Mehoff or something. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be kind of funny. This was not a good movie. It was not. A good movie. I did not enjoy it. I will be honest. I did not enjoy it. Not even ironically. It was just. Not good. Not good.
No,
I
it's
think
not
of
a
I
great
could think of about 12 other things I could do with my time, and 10 of those things involve cleaning
And it's
the
the problem is,
bathroom.
I think if that film had come out 3 years prior, I think it would be better. The other thing that come out in 1982, the summer of '82, you're going to get crushed. But what else come out in the summer of '82 that if you had anything desert, you were watching Mad Max too, right? Or
Oh,
as you call the
absolutely.
Road Warrior.
Yes.
So you're fighting against films like that. You just your finger's not on the pulse. You're kind of wrong place, wrong time kind of film. But like I said, I'd still recommend it to people. And I'm telling you right now, I know if I told you, actually, Jason, there is a MegaForce 2, you'd be like, I'm interested in watching that. I'm going to watch it.
There's not, is there?
No,
Okay.
Thankfully.
Good.
But that
I
was
don't
my
think this
little
thing
treat
needed
to
a
you.
sequel. This is one of those movies that's just like, nah, one movie, one and done. It's like The Fifth Element. One and done. It's fine.
It's fine.
But for
I
completely
wouldn't like
different
to
reasons.
compare
Yeah,
this
completely
with that
different.
classic.
This is like a one and done for the same reason why Catwoman doesn't need a sequel. It's not because of the quality. It's just because we don't deserve that. As horrible of a species as we are, we don't deserve Catwoman 2, nor do we deserve MegaForce 2. MegaForcer.
No, MegaForce, it belongs where it belongs. So, but you know
More
what? I feel
MegaForce.
like you needed to see this. This is like me giving the kid, the cheap brand cough syrup. We know it doesn't taste great, but I'm going to try to convince you it tastes okay. But you needed it. You needed it. No matter even if you rejected it, you needed it.
I never believed you, not even once. I knew it was going to be bad. I was just like, this is his revenge for me making him watch An American Werewolf in Paris. Or Rock and Roll, because I think that's the one I surprised you. But that's one of our more successful podcasts of this year was Rock and Roll. So I at least knew what I was doing. Be happy if this one gets up to like 12. People go, ooh, MegaForce, no, yeah.
Well, I wonder, and that'll be the curious thing. How many people out there are aware of this film? Was this film one of those films that was popular in some regions of the planet and yet completely unknown to other? Because that happens too. Sometimes you can, like, they used to do distribution deals. Like, we could get cheaper films down here that Hollywood wanted to, try to make money, and they knew it wasn't going to work on the American market. That's happened for a few times. We're going to do an Australian film once, which was huge in Asia and Australia, but Americans don't know of it, and it's called The Man from Hong Kong.
I have never heard of that movie.
Big giant action film from Australia, and made with also Golden Harvest. So it was a mix between the Hong Kong cinema and it was huge here, and it was huge internationally. Americans never heard of it, and it stars one of the James Bonds. There you go.
Roger Moore?
No. Roger would never do that.
Roger less than.
Less than. Before Roger Moore, I would say. It's before Roger
George
Moore.
Lazenby?
George Lazenby.
Yay!
Playing a phenomenal over-the-top villain. So definitely worth. We'll have to delve into that one day. But there you go. That's MegaForce. That's where we are. But Jason, where are we going next?
Oh, my goodness. Well, we have been to the past, and now it's time to go back to the future. Both of us. Yes. We're going back to the future. Part 2, we are going to see what the far-off future year of 10 years ago is like. I don't know. That's just how it works.
I can't wait to talk about
That's how the forward progression of time works. I don't make things like that. And I'm trying to stretch time out because I can't find my list. There we go. Now let me tell you what's coming up after Back to the Future.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Well, let's see. Oh. It's my pick.
Oh, dear.
And everybody keeps saying, hey, you need to do more animation because animation is fun. I agree. I love animation. Mm-hmm. And I could not agree more. We need more animation. So I thought, what better movie to take a look at than the movie that scarred a generation and almost destroyed Disney? I am, of course, talking about the gothic, not quite masterpiece because it has Gurgi in it, The Black Cauldron.
Talk about a film that wasn't, the timing of release wasn't right. You know?
Very little about that movie was right, to be honest. I don't think it's really that great, and I do think it's got a real tonal whiplash problem, and I really think Disney shouldn't have been such cowards, and they should have released the unedited version, but it exists, and we're going to take a look at it, and then, of course...
You know, that's one of those films, Jace, that the making of is actually a more fascinating story than the actual film. And we'll cover that, obviously, but
yeah, same thing with... The Emperor's New Groove, which I adore that movie. I think that movie's amazing. But if you've ever watched The Sweat House, which is this documentary they made about the making of this movie, just the amazing metamorphosis that this movie went through. Because it was originally supposed to be this big, grand Prince and the Pauper, semi-serious movie involving Aztecs. And, of course, you know, the great Eartha Kitt was still in it, but she had a much more... serious role, and she had a musical number, and then they were like, no, let's make a screwball comedy, let's get rid of all this. And it was just it's just an interesting story.
Dude from Tommy Boy. No, one that's still alive.
David Spade.
Yeah, who's fantastic. I shouldn't do it because David Spade, I'm a big David Spade fan.
I mean, he's always got great, he was one of those people, and I don't mean this to bring down David Spade, but I think that as a career, he got too reliant on Chris Farley, and when Chris Farley was gone, he lost his appeal.
Yeah.
And
he had to reinvent himself. Yeah.
I had a friend a long time ago who said, poor David Spade, all the funny died with Chris Farley. And in a sense, he was right. I think he's jumped back. I think that he's doing a good job now.
He found a balance. You know, it took him a long time. You know, he had to make a few Joe Dirts before he found his groove again. That's what I meant. He had to make a few mistakes. But there we go. We've got lots of fun stuff coming out. I assume we'll be back to Future Part 3 after that.
Yes, and then we're getting into the Halloween season, which is one of my favorite seasons in the world.
The biggest regret I have living in this great, beautiful brown land of Australia is no Halloween, no substantial Halloween. And what I mean by that is we celebrate it. Some kids will do trick or treat. But man, I can imagine like the whole country embraces that. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your background is, anything. Everyone loves Halloween. And I think that's awesome.
I have been told that Japan has really embraced Halloween in the last few decades, and their Halloweens are spectacular. So one of these days, when I'm independently wealthy and can travel the world anywhere I want, I will go to Japan in October and witness Japanese Halloween, because I've been told that it is quite amazing.
Yeah. We kind of I think we've adopted the worst parts of Halloween, and that's the commercialism of it. Like, it's really about selling lollies more than anything.
It's always been about that.
And it's about, like, it's the kids get dressed up. We haven't crossed that threshold where the adults are. Like, I want that world. I mean, one of the greatest things I used to love about the show Roseanne was their Halloween episodes, is because they were so into it. They were always so into it, that family. And I used to think, I wish that was my life. Maybe not their financial situation, but certainly the fact that Halloween was awesome. It was that was their Christmas, and I loved it.
Well, I can tell you this, my friend. I lived in a neighborhood in Fort Worth many years ago. The first Halloween I lived there, I had a pumpkin out on my front porch. Nobody else did anything. The next year, I had this gigantic Halloween collection from whenever I lived in San Angelo the first time. I put everything out. I had a graveyard in my front yard. The neighbors were coming by asking if they could take pictures of their kids in the graveyard. And I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. The year after that, 5 houses were decorated. The year after that, 15 houses. The year after that, the entire neighborhood was like the Halloween happening part of town. So do it. Start a revolution.
Yeah, I think we could do it too. But see, I'm going to get
be a Halla warrior.
I'm going to get cutouts of, what's the name from Wolf Creek? Put them in the front yard. I'll make it Australian. Yeah. I can do that. I can still do Halloween, but really focusing on Australia.
Yeah, call it Halloween.
Yeah, maybe some sharks. couple of
Oh, they're
giant
not.
spiders.
They can't be scared of sharks over there. That's got to be like numb. Like, well, Great
Maybe
White
walking
took
past.
another.
G'day, Trev. How you doing, buddy?
Great White
Looking
took
good.
another tourist off the boat yesterday. Jumped right out of the water, grabbed him by the head, gave everyone the finger, called them all a C word, and then jumped back in the water. It was typical Thursday. Frickin' Greg always showing
I
off.
am headed down to the southern part of Australia actually this weekend to Tasmania, the home of the Tasmanian devil,
come to Tasmania.
of the extinct and soon to be revived Tasmanian tiger.
I want a Tasmanian tiger as a pet. I don't even know if they're dangerous. I just want one because they look awesome.
Oh no, they'll rip you to shreds, eat your intestines.
My cats rip me to shreds every day.
Yeah.
They'll jump in my lap. It's like it's time to be slapped on the air, Daddy.
No, but when they rip you to
need
shreds,
another
they don't
matching
remove
scar
a
on the other
limb.
side.
Yeah, this thing could remove a limb at a time.
So can my cats. They just choose not to.
I think Tiger King. That's what you think. But Tasmanian tigers.
They just look neat. I would love to see one in the wild. I would love to see one in person.
So Tasmanian devils are it is our makers' attempt to just tease us and laugh at us because they are so cute to look at.
And they're marsupials, aren't they?
Yeah. And
that's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Got so many marsupials in Australia. It's so weird. We got possums.
Yeah.
Possums are just, I mean, they're
we
cool.
got possums as well.
Yeah. Do they play dead? Do they kind of go, they lay down, they go,
oh, ours are massive. And no, they don't play dead. They play, I'm going to rip your face off.
Nice.
So, yeah, they have a bit more of a surly attitude. I think they're more on the defense here down in Australia because they're like, everything will try to kill them. So
they're the, you approach them and they take a beer bottle and smash it on the road. Just
yeah, exactly. And you'll see them circling. You know, one of them will be having their own little jukebox and they got the theme from that Star Trek episode.
A beatbox. Ow.
Yeah, a beatbox will do. Yeah. All right, we've stretched this out long enough. See what we're doing, people. We're just stretching it out. So it looks
we ran out of stuff to talk about.
We haven't cheapened out on you this episode. But
my gosh. You know what? Really if you made it to this part of the show, comment Tasmania in the comments. I want to know how many people made it this far because I don't even want to be here anymore. I tell you what, also, after you comment Tasmania, click on the link in the video description, go to Patreon, give us some money. I like money. I need to become independently wealthy so I can go experience Japanese Halloween. I'll bring you guys back some Kit Kats because the Kit Kats there are amazing.
No, they're better here.
Yeah. What flavors do you have? What flavors do you have?
We have all the kind of flavors. We don't tend to put, kaiju in ours, things like that. Which the Japanese seem to don't know how they do that. Kaiju Kit Kats. But
well, I mean, it seems like to me there'd be a lot of stuff to make flavors out of if you ever took one down. You could feed Tokyo for like 4 weeks if you were to bring back down Godzilla. You'd be having steak every night.
Oh,
radioactive steak.
Not Godzilla again, Mum. We had it 3 nights ago.
You will eat your Godzilla and you will like it, young man. Okay, let us pray to Godzilla. Godzilla, thank you for this bountiful meal we're about to receive.